Hello. Good morning. This thing's working, thank God. I keep being a dumbass, and I really need to change my OBS settings around to where when I hit like start streaming on OBS, it goes live on YouTube as well. But I've got it set up right now where like I have to go live twice, basically, like once on OBS, once on YouTube. But hello, how we doing? Um, I've already I'm actually prepared this week. I've already done my review in an actual like normal video this week rather than having to do like a whole game week 7 review on stream today and then talking about the game week 8 team. I've already done the review, and obviously if you guys seen the video that went up last night, I've done 2 drafts for this week's wild card, and this is kind of the one I've settled on right now. That may change, but I'm fairly settled on this right now. I very much doubt that we're going to get any sort of news on Diaby because obviously he's playing on Sunday, so I'm not holding out any hope there. But I mean, for anybody who did watch the video that went up last night, ideally I wanted to have Madison in the team for this Luton fixture today. Not only just for the Luton fixture, mostly just the next 3 in general. Maybe not the Palace away ones, that one can be difficult, but the Luton and Fulham one in particular, those 2 fixtures, I definitely wanted to have those. I wanted to have Madison for those, but yeah, I would have made my team weaker if I brought. I mean, I could have like had Matoma or something instead, so I would have had Madison, and then I need someone about 6.6 mil, 6.7 mil. Obviously, can't have Richarlison because Madison would be the third Spurs player. The only other 2 options I was really considering were Diaby and Matoma, but I don't like Matoma's fixtures for the next 2 because they've got Liverpool and City. I like Matoma game week 10 and onwards, but for now I don't like him. So yeah, pretty much I'm settled on not using Madison for this week, but I don't know. I do want them. I do want Madison. There was a couple price rises that just went up as well, so I'll put those up on the screen. That is not what I was looking for. Well, I mean that's something that might come back to backfire me though. that might come back to bite me. Diaby or Bowen? That's a tough one, man. I was literally just talking about Diaby. So let me pull that. Well, the thing about Diaby, mate, is like I think he's really good based on the fixtures, but it's the fact that we don't know if he's going to play or not. The last I heard about Diaby, I mean, I'm sure you're up to date on it as well, is Emery said yesterday in the press conferences that he was going to train this morning and then he's going to do a late fitness test to see if he can play tomorrow. So it's almost like a 50-50. Whereas at least you know Bowen's going to play for sure. But the thing about Bowen, if I can pull his fixtures up here quickly, is for the next 2, he's not really a good option for the next 2. I mean, he can still definitely score. He has the ability to score in those games. He's at home today. But yeah, I don't fancy him for the next 2 fixtures. He's a great pick from game week 10 forward. But for the next 2, I don't really like him. But if it's a choice between him and Diaby, I'd probably go Bowen, to be honest, just because we don't even know if Diaby's going to play. And from what I recall, I'm pretty sure Diaby used to have, like when he played for Leverkusen, because that's where I'd first heard of him. I'm pretty sure he was injury prone there as well. So yeah, I would go Bowen, to be honest. Even those fixtures are not great until game week 10. I swear to God, I don't know if you can see my dog in the background, but she's been an absolute torture all this morning. Like, seriously. I don't know what she wants. Like, I've fed her, I've given her water, I've like give her attention, led her to the toilet. But yeah, I'd go Bowen. But yeah, as I say, I'm fairly settled on my team. I'm hoping it would be really nice if Richarlison could get a couple of returns today because his ownership I mean, I've noticed his ownership slowly go up ever since I picked him. Not saying it's going up because I picked him, but yeah, like when I picked him, I think he only had like 1.6, 1.7% ownership. It's up to like 2.1 now. So there's definitely a lot of people having the same idea as me, where Spurs have good fixtures. And he's the same price as Diaby, and Diaby's obviously not 100%. We're not 100% sure if he's going to start or even play. So I think a lot of people are having the same idea as me and going for Richarlison, and then we can keep Richard. I would only want to keep Richarlison for the next 2 game weeks, because I think I know obviously the Palace away fixtures listed as green on here, but I think Palace away is a pretty difficult fixture. Like, it's hard to go to Palace away and win. So yeah, I only want to keep Richarlison for the next 2 fixtures, because Luton are terrible, and Fulham, that's probably going to come back to bite me. They already kick off, but Luton are pretty terrible. And then Fulham, I think they're like 17th or 18th in the league for chances conceded. Not goals conceded, chances conceded. That's why Leno's such like a high scoring goalkeeper this season, because he's bailing them out big time. But yeah, like Fulham are pretty high, are pretty low in the table in terms of chances conceded. So I think Richarlison's a good punt for the next 2 game weeks, and then I plan on getting him. My plan basically is Richarlison for game week 8 and game week 9, and then Matoma game week 10 forwards. Obviously dependent on if there's any injuries or anything, and it depends on Brighton's form as well, to be honest, because they seem to be struggling now that they're playing 2 games a week. I didn't think they would struggle this much. I knew that it would affect their form a little bit, but when I was thinking about how it was going to affect their form, I thought it was going to be like, I thought it was going to be the how they play. Like, maybe they're not going to score as much goals or something. I didn't think it was going to be getting battered 6-1 by Villa. Hello, Soap. How we doing, bro? Good morning. Don't judge me for drinking an energy drink at 10:30 in the morning, by the way, because I'm tired. I didn't have a lot of sleep. I had sleep, but not a lot. So, how we feeling about our team? How we feeling about our team this week? I really, really, really wish we could get some Diaby news right now. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, boys, because they're playing on Sunday. But I would absolutely love it if we got some Diaby news. I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up on Twitter to see if there is anything. Because, like I mentioned before, Diaby will train today. He's training this morning. And then he's going to do a late fitness test. And then we'll see if he's named in the squad to face Wolves. Because if we got some Diaby news, and he was like, if I knew 100% Diaby was playing this weekend, like this game week and game week 9, then I would 100% have him on my team, and then bring Maddison back in, because I want Maddison for the next 2. Basically, what my plan was, so I'll show you here. So this, obviously, I'm aware not everybody's seen the video that went up last night. I slept at 7 p.m. It's 3:30 right now. That's not, you know what? So that's actually that's pretty good, to be honest. That I rate that, because like, bro, Dwayne Johnson would do that. That's the Dwayne Johnson routine you're on. He gets up at like 4 a.m. to go to the gym and shit, doesn't he? Yeah, that's an okay routine. That's acceptable. You're set for the next 4 game weeks, and you haven't wildcarded. I wish I was in your position right now. So I kind of regret a little bit. I have a little regret about wildcarding, but I feel like I needed to do it. Just because I wasn't happy with the way my team was performing, and then the injuries as well. But yes, so for anybody who didn't see the video that went up last night, so the team that you just seen now, that's my second draft. I had 2 drafts set up. This is the second one, and I ended up going with this draft simply just for the fact that the Diaby injury I was unsure of. But what my team was looking like before was I didn't have Richarlison, I didn't have Anderson, and I didn't have Watkins. I had instead I had Diaby in there, and then I had Madison, and then I had Archer in this slot here. That's what I had. So that my plan was to start Turner and goal because Ariola's got Newcastle. It would have been Turner and goal. And then it would be Cash, Trippier, Udogie, back three. And then it would be Salah, Diaby, Madison, Son, Neto midfield with Alvarez and Haaland up top. That's what I wanted to do because, as I said, Madison for the next 2 games, I think he's going to be class. Luton, Fulham. Luton are going to sit back and try and soak pressure, and that can negatively affect Son because he's not going to have as much space to run in behind. Whereas Madison's going to be able to push up the pitch and stay in a high position while Spurs sustain pressure, and he's going to be the creator. He's going to be the one that has to make something happen. And then Fulham, like I just talked about before, they're like, I think it's 17th or 18th in the league for chances conceded, and Madison's is going to create loads of chances. So I wish I could have Madison for the next 2 game weeks because yeah, I just think he's gonna smash it. But in order for me to have Madison in the team, I need to have Diaby fit because I'm not bringing Matoma in to play Liverpool and City. My team is Udogie, Cash, Trippier, Son, Mbumo, Diaz, Bowen, Watkins, Darwin, Haaland. That's a really solid team. I think you're probably going to have the same issue as me though, where you have a weak bench, but I think that's just something we have to accept right now. It's hard to fit the likes of Son, Haaland into the team while having a strong bench as well. Although saying that, you don't have Salah, so you probably do have a little bit of a stronger bench than Museum. Matoma's out for you, so yeah. I was just talking about Matoma. I'm probably going to bring Matoma in game week 10 forward. But yeah, so this team here, that was the team I wanted to go with. But because I'm unsure of Diaby's injury, it basically meant, okay, so if Diaby's not going to play, let's look at, I would have 6.7 million in the bank, okay? So we'll look for options around about 6.7 million. So you've got Diaby. Obviously, we don't have Diaby because that's the one we're taking out. You've got Matoma, who I like Matoma, but as it says, next 2 fixtures are City and Liverpool, and I don't want to play him in those fixtures. He probably would score, to be honest, but yeah, I would rather have him for game week 10 forward. As you can see here, game week 10, he's got Fulham, Everton, Sheffield, Forest. So I want him for those 4 fixtures, but not for the next 2. So then outside of that, you've got Mbumo, who I just got rid of because he's underperforming right now. Would not surprise me if Mbumo scored at Old Trafford today because United are just throwing goals away for fun. And then another option you have is Ward-Prowse. Realistically, I could go Madison and Ward-Prowse, but I don't like Ward-Prowse's fixtures for the next 2 weeks because he's got Newcastle and Villa. But saying that, obviously, Ward-Prowse, his threat is from set pieces mostly, so it wouldn't really matter like if it's a tough game because set pieces are usually the thing that separates teams in a tough game like that. So Ward-Prowse is a good shout, but I just don't like his next 2 fixtures. He's another one, game week 10 forward. I really like him after game. There's a lot of like cheap midfielders, like budget midfielders or mid-price midfielders that are really good after game week 10. So I'm going to have a bit of a headache after game week 10 picking one. But for the next 2, I don't like I don't like Ward-Prowse either. And then up outside of him, there's not really any other like 6 million plus midfielders performing. There's not really, like, you could go for Douglas Luiz maybe at 5.4, but I've already I don't have triple Villa, but you could go for Douglas Luiz, but I mean, you're basically relying on him getting a penalty. He's obviously a penalty taker. I don't really think he's going to get much goals from open play, so you're relying on him scoring a penalty, so I don't like that pick either. So basically, because I'm not happy, I don't want any of the other like mid-price midfielders. The only one I really wanted for the next couple of game weeks and onwards was Diaby, but I'm not going to take a risk on him because I'm not 100% sure if he's going to play. So because of that, I took Madison out, replaced Madison with Watkins, basically. Obviously made a couple changes to get there, like, but this wild card was pretty much me picking between Madison and Watkins, and I think Madison's going to outscore Watkins the next 2 game weeks because Spurs, obviously, like we just talked about, they've got Luton and Fulham the next 2 game weeks, whereas Watkins has Wolves and West Ham, and Wolves looked really well defensively organised against City. And then they've got West Ham. They'll have West Ham after that, and West Ham are pretty good defensively this season too. That's not to say that Watkins can't go and get me returns in those games, but I just think Madison's going to outscore him in the next 2. And what I wanted to do was have Madison and have Madison for the next 2 game weeks, and then do like a double transfer, roll my transfer next week, and then do a double transfer game week 10, and then switch Madison for Watkins. That's what I wanted to do. But because I can't do that, I went for Richarlison instead. And then obviously, I like Richarlison because he's a bit of a differential, and I know he's going to play. Like, he seems pretty nailed on to play. The last Spurs game, because of moved Son into the 9, Richarlison played left wing, and the only other left winger who was fit was Solomon, and now Solomon's out with a long-term injury. So Richarlison seems pretty nailed on at the moment, and he only has 2% ownership. I'm not picking him just because of the ownership, just around his price point, around about like 6.5 to 7 million. He seemed like the best option because Diaby is obviously, we don't know if he's going to play or not. So outside of that, I liked Richarlison. He obviously got an assist against Liverpool as well. So yeah, let me read some comments. Botman and White on my bench for defense rotations. Yeah, they're good. They're good. See, that's my problem. So if you look at my bench is so weak. I mean, for the next couple of game weeks, Lamptey's good cover because he seems pretty nailed on the play because obviously of Estupiñán's injury. So Lamptey for the next few game weeks is good enough cover for me. I got him in for 3.9 million. His price just went up to 4 today. And then apart from that, my only other cover is Kabore and Anderson. Anderson maybe gets like 60 to 70 minutes for Newcastle every game. Not great. And then Kabore does get 90 minutes, but he plays for Luton. So, I mean, he's not going to do much. I have Lamptey, Areola, Anderson, Saliba on my bench. Yeah, you've got a really strong bench as well then, man. At least, like, that's the thing I wish I had, because like, Soap has got Botman and White for defensive rotation. And then you've got Saliba in there for defensive rotation as well. Yo, what's good, Jags? How we doing, man? Good to see you. Gordon after this game week looks good. I was looking at Gordon a few weeks ago. I was going to bring him in, but then I noticed that he was on 4 yellow cards. So that's why I went for Neto, and obviously he did end up getting the 5th yellow card, and he's suspended for this game week, and he'll be back after the international break. So I might look at Gordon like in a couple of weeks again. I think he's a good pick. Yeah, Jags, you're 100% right. I went for Neto though, just because I wanted someone who could play this game week. And then if you also look at Neto's recent form, he hasn't blanked since game week 2. Knowing my luck, he'll probably blank now that I've got him. But yeah, I'm hoping that he can, like, I'm not expecting loads from Neto. He's just a budget pick. He's an enabler. But so if he can get like an assist or something, I'd be happy enough. If he can get clean sheet points, I'd be happy enough, but I don't expect that against... Actually, no, I'll take that back. I've got Watkins. I can't, Wolves can't get a clean sheet. Nope, never mind. Interesting Son captain. Funny enough, man, it's actually not that interesting, to be honest. I feel like most of the people I spoke to are captain and Son this week. I'm tempted to not do it though. So that's what this video is like. I don't even know why I haven't spoke about it yet. That's literally the title of this video. Who to captain in game week 8. Let me know in the comments who you're going to captain this week. I want to know. Am I able to do a poll or something? You can tell I don't really stream on YouTube that much, right? Engage. Yeah, I can do a poll. Who's your captain? Who's your game week 8 captain? So I'm pretty sure most people are having they're choosing between 3 players for captain, right? It's going to be Salah, Haaland, and Son, right? That's who everyone's choosing between. Let me know if anyone else is let me know if someone's got anyone else's captain. Sorry, I done a poll in chat there. You should be able to see that. So who's your game week captain? I'm pretty sure most people are picking between Salah, Haaland, and Son. But let me know if you've got it. Let me know if any of you guys have anyone else's captain. I'm interested to see. You've got captain, or you've got Son as captain as well, Zane. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are doing it. For me, it's Bowen or Madison because I want Luis Diaz in. Yeah, see, I like Luis Diaz as a pick. The only reason why I wouldn't pick him personally, Zane, is because I don't know if he's like 100% nailed on. He seems like he is, but I've seen some games where they put Nunez on the left, they put Darwin on the left, and then Diaz goes on the bench. So I don't know. That's why I wouldn't go for him personally. I want to know like 100% that my player's nailed on. Saka to Son, and Mbomo to Cuckoo and S2 to Castani for -4. I don't know. I mean, I would definitely recommend getting Saka out, to be honest, mate, because we had this conversation last week. He probably will end up starting again, but the thing is, he's not like fully fit. So what? I'm not expecting him to do much against City while he's not even fully fit. I think Saka to Son is definitely the move. Definitely the move, man. Whatever you have to do. I would definitely get rid of Mbumo as well because he's underperforming right now. But like I said before, watch him go and score at Old Trafford today because United are just leaking goals for fun. Haaland, people still captaining Haaland this week. That doesn't surprise me. I don't know. I've given thought to all 3 of them. I've only got it on Son because he's got the easiest fixture. But just because he's got the easiest fixture doesn't mean he's the best choice. Another thing to consider when you're picking your captain for this week as well, you're gonna have to pick it in the next 19 minutes, is obviously Salah playing against Brighton. The thing is with Salah, he's not going to be up against the Stupinian today, and I know obviously like people like to push this agenda. Stupinian's a bad defender. He isn't. He's a good defender. But yeah, the thing is, Salah's going to be playing against. He might not even be playing against Lamptey today. He might be playing because Lamptey is also injury prone, and he just played 90 minutes on Thursday. So Lamptey might not even play today, and then that means Salah's going to be going up against like the 3rd choice left back for Brighton. So we don't know how that's going to go. So Salah's definitely a really tempting choice for captain. And then Haaland, obviously, I've seen I try and watch like other FPL creators' videos like when I can because I'm interested to see what their takes are, what their opinions are. And I've seen a couple of them say that they're definitely not captaining Haaland this week because Arsenal away is a really difficult fixture. And you know what it is? I just flat out disagree. I think Arsenal away is a gift for goals. Like, have you guys seen Arsenal's clean sheet record at the Emirates? They've kept 4 clean sheets since the start of last season. 4 at home. At home, this is not just in general. They tend to keep a lot of clean sheets away from home, but they've kept 4 clean sheets since the start of last season at the Emirates. They've kept 0 clean sheets this season. When people go to the Emirates, like it tends to be a goal fest. So I don't get this notion that like Arsenal away is a really difficult fixture, and I'm probably going to regret not captaining Haaland because he's overdue. He's overdue a haul. It would not surprise me if he grabbed 2 or 3 today. I don't think he will, but it wouldn't surprise me. But yeah, I pretty much just got the armband on Son because he has the easiest fixture on paper, but that might be a mistake. And I'm going to get to that point of why I think it might be a mistake. Top 5 just put in the chat, go on Madison captain thoughts. I have some, by the way. I don't think that's a bad shout at all, man. I really don't, because Luton are going to sit really deep today. And because of that, Son might not get enough space, because obviously we know that Son is at his best when he has space to run into. But yeah, I don't know. I think Madison might be the better choice, to be honest, because it's gonna be pretty much down to him to break down Luton. He's the creator in that team, so he could probably bag a couple of assists today, maybe even a goal himself. So yeah, I like that, man. If I had Madison, I would be strongly considering giving him the armband. Imagine Son doesn't play today. Well, I mean, I'll double check Twitter and see if there's any leaks or anything, but Son will play. Son will definitely play. Let me just double check here. Yeah, Son and Richarlison both start for Spurs. There's been a couple. There usually is a couple of leaks around about this time for the 12:30 kickoff. So Son and Richarlison both start. There's nothing about Madison, by the way. I've not seen anything about Madison. I assume Madison is going to start. I'll double check quickly. Nothing on Madison. 1 second. I'll reach out in 1 wee minute here. I can't see anything about Madison, so whoever I was just talking to about Captain and Madison, you might want to reconsider that. I assume that Madison is going to start, by the way. I'm not saying he isn't, but I can't see anything here saying that he is. The only 100% confirmed ones that I can see are Son and Richarlison are confirmed starting. JWP or Almiron, I would go Ward Price. Although one thing to consider, we were just talking about Ward Price. His next 2 fixtures are pretty difficult. I'll pull him up. I'll pull him up again here quickly. There he is. Yeah, Ward Price, he's got Newcastle and Villa for the next 2, so he's probably not a great pick for the next 2 fixtures. So if you're picking him as a short-term pick, I would probably lean towards Almiron if you're just looking for a short-term pick. But yeah, long-term you want Ward Price. If you're looking game week 10 and beyond, like he's got Everton, Brentford, Forest, Burnley, Palace, Spurs, Fulham, Wolves. So pretty much like game week 10 to game week 17, he's a good pick. Will Almiron start this game week? I'm not sure. I haven't seen any Newcastle team news. Oh my god, hello Rob, by the way, good to see you. Nabiko, you don't have Son? Interesting. Sorry, I missed your message as well, Jags. I don't like having to pick between Salah and Son, so that's why mine is currently on Haaland. Yeah. You can't go wrong with a Haaland captain. You can't. He'll probably go score a hat-trick today. I'm so happy I finally got Trippier into my team. Rob, how we doing, man? Good to see you, bro. But yeah, there wouldn't be any team news on Newcastle, by the way, whoever was asking about Almiron starting, because they don't play till Sunday. But yeah, let me see the results of this poll. Who's winning? It's actually kind of split. Haaland and Son are both tied. Who put other for captain? Son's winning now, so people are picking Son for their captain this week. Has anyone else picked anybody other than... Has anyone else got a captain who isn't Salah, Haaland, or Son? Is what I'm trying to ask. You know the one thing I hate about streaming on YouTube, guys? When I stream on Twitch, I can play music, like copyrighted music, and then obviously it won't go into my VOD, and then I don't get in trouble for it. So like I'm sitting here with earphones in, listening to music, And you guys can't hear, and it makes me sad because I'm sitting bopping away here. Want to guess who I left on the bench last game week? Watkins. Did you leave Watkins on the bench, Nabiko? What do you mean you had Madison Soap? What did you do with him? No emotes too? You can download BTTV for YouTube, Nabiko. What do you mean? There's no way you left what? Right, hold on a second, Nabiko. Did you not see who he was like? Have you not seen how bad Brighton are this season in terms of keeping like conceding goals? And you kept him on the bench. What's the point of having? What is the point of having an 8 million striker, Nabiko, if you're going to leave him on the bench? Listen, I'm listening here, but you better have a good explanation. Me and Mike are just cuddling in bed watching. Tell Mike I said hello, Rob. I miss him. I miss the TTS. You forgot to check your team. Well, you got to do better than that. You just got to do better. You got to do better. Now between Haaland or Julian, what for your captain, Soap? Never bench a striker, because if a team is going to score at all, it's probably going to be them, regardless of the team. It's almost... Yeah, what Rob said. Pretty obvious, right? I don't even know why Watkins is on your bench to begin with, Nabiko. I'm either going to get laughed at on Discord for picking Madison over Haaland like the first game week, or I'm a football genius, son of Guardiola. Wait, hold on. You didn't have Haaland game week 1, Soap? Or did you like pick Madison for captain over Haaland for captain? Oh my god. I remember you not having Haaland as captain, but I didn't know you give it to Madison. Who did Madison have game week 1? Brentford? Why did you pick Madison for captain against Brentford when City had Burnley? Burnley? Newly promoted Burnley, and you didn't give the armband to Haaland? Potential hot take. Alvarez is having a much better season than Haaland so far. That's not a hot take. That's 100% right. I agree, Rob. I had Rashford captain over Haaland's. Oh my god. I love your red tinted glasses, Soap. I actually respect it so much that you kept Rashford in your team, Soap. I respect it. I really hope it pays off for you. Guys, how are we all feeling about our teams? Though? Are we feeling confident? What do you think about my team as well? Let me know in the comments. Do you think I've been stupid in terms of making my bench really, really weak and just going for the strong 11? Or do you think, like for me, I just had to go really aggressive. That's what I wanted to do. Because I took a big red arrow last week. I was in the top 400k, and I took a big red arrow last week and ended up in the top 900k, which is still good. I'm still in a good position. I'm still having a decent season, but I really want to get aggressive now. I really want to push like top 100k or something. If Richarlison has a good game today, then that would really help my chances because he's a really good differential pick. Could you imagine if Son blanks and Richarlison scores a hat trick? Yeah, Rob, Soap is a Barca fan, but he's also a United fan. And, like, he supports about 10 teams per country. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but... Yeah, I'm hoping so, Soap. I'm hoping so. I'm just glad I was able to get Trippier into my team. I don't expect anything off Trippier this week because West Ham's a tough game, but after that, when he's got, like, Palace, Wolves, Arsenal, Bournemouth, they're all shit teams, you know what I mean? Arsenal are terrible. Oh, I can't say that because I haven't captained Haaland. And he's definitely going to bag a hat trick against Arsenal today. I just know it. Here, guys, what do you think about the no Haaland things, by the way? I'm seeing a lot of people going for no Haaland drafts. For me, personally, like, I respect it. I respect people taking risks and having fun. But, like, I think it's going to backfire massively on people that are doing it. I really do. Thank you, Jags. Thank you. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie though, man. I do kind of regret hitting the wild card button. I do. Because I don't really think I needed to. But like the injuries is the thing that because that was my team last week. I had a Stupinian, Botman, both injured long term. Well, not long term. Botman was going to be back after the international break. And then Saka, who is like, I'm not even sure if he's how much minutes he's going to be able to play. And then on top of that, Onana, Rashford, and Mbumo all weren't performing. I didn't want Morris long term. So, I mean, it wasn't the worst thing in the world that I wildcarded, and it's definitely an aggressive move from me. But I think I could have got away with not wildcarding and it's taken a hit for like 1 week because I haven't taken any hits this season. Ideally, I wanted to save my wild card for like game week 18, game week 19 when City have that blank fixture. Where is it? Game week 18, yeah, when I have that blank. Transfer City players out, wild card them back in. But can't do that anymore, lads. Used your free hit this week. Ooh, interesting. I'm going to save my free hit probably for that blank game week now that City have. Just use a free hit for it instead. Blue is your colour. So, no. Don't say that. So pitch Chelsea. They are great until he scores 4 goals in a game. Who's that you're referring to, Jags? The no Haaland thing? Yeah. The no Haaland thing. Yeah. They look fun. Those drafts look fun, but yeah, I couldn't do it. Go to my points from last week if you can and look at all the players who are playing this week. Huh? Are you in our league, Rob? Oh, that's just broke. I'm going to assume you're down the bottom of the table, Rob. Yeah, there you are. Oh my god, you've got Chilwell, Gusto, Estupinian all injured, and then you've got Diaby as a doubt as well. Jesus. What in the goofy YouTube emotes? What is that? Guys, 4 minutes of the deadline, by the way. Do I change my captain? I'm tempted to give it to Salah, you know? See here, one thing I talked about briefly with Son, right? Look at his minutes played. Look at his minutes played, right? The last few game weeks. He hasn't played 90 minutes since game week 3. After that, 71, 79, 78, 68. What the hell? Sorry. Just heard something there. Yeah, so I'm a bit concerned because he's not guaranteed 90 minutes. And let's say Spurs are 3-0 up, 50 minutes in, Richarlison's just bagged me a hat trick. Son's definitely getting subbed off. They're not going to take the risk. He doesn't need to play any more minutes if they're 3-0 up early. Son gets subbed off, blanks, rip, and it's the early kickoff. So I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit worried about the Son captain. I've got it locked in for now, but I'm really tempted to shift it to Salah here just before the deadline comes. He also hasn't scored a goal when he's played 90 minutes. That is a good point. So, or sorry, that's a good point, Rob, not Soap. But whereas Salah, he's pretty much guaranteed 90 minutes. He didn't play 90 minutes against Spurs, but that's because they went down to fucking 9 men against Spurs. But, oh man. Salah against Brighton seems like such a good pick. But Brighton can just start playing really well again out of nowhere. If they really want to, they can just start playing well. I think I'm kind of like, my heart's telling me to go to Salah captain, but I don't think I'm going to do it. I think I'm just going to stick with Son. I'm back in the early kickoff. It's tough though. You know what I like though? I like the fact we're having to think about this because for weeks, for months, it's just been Haaland captain no matter what. I'm glad that we actually have to think about this again. It's good that it's not just like nailed on Haaland captain every week because it was getting a bit boring, wasn't it? Brighton have been battering Liverpool the last couple of seasons. That's true. That's true, Rob. And it's at home. But I don't like. Maybe they batter them, but I think Liverpool still score. I think Liverpool still score a couple. But I'm sticking with Son. I'm not touching it. I'm not doing it. Son is my captain this week. I wouldn't risk captain for Salah, especially how unpredictable. Yeah, exactly, Nabico. That's what I'm thinking. I think Haaland's probably a good option again as well because Arsenal just love to concede goals at the Emirates. But I'm going Son. I'm worried about how much space Son is going to get in behind that Luton defense, but at the same time, that Luton defense are fucking shite. So I'm hoping Son just dominates them, hat trick in the first 30 minutes, something like that. Who did Son get his hat trick against the other week? Burnley. Burnley don't exactly sit deep the way Luton do, though. Actually, because company's trying to play Man City style football with Burnley, but they don't. It's not going to work. Salah captain for Jags. Yeah, I like that pick, man. I like it. I might regret not joining you with that. I might regret it. Brighton turns in the prime Baron when it comes against Liverpool. I hope to do that today. So Haaland's gonna score a hat trick today, calling it. You know what? You're probably right, Soap. And he's gonna shut all these people up that are doubting him. He really is. All these people doing no Haaland drafts, they're about to just get it. It's about to backfire instantly. Like, I respect the balls that they have to do it, but I just guarantee you it's gonna backfire. I talked about this a bit in yesterday's video, if any of you guys seen it. So if you look here, so obviously the people that are doing no Haaland drafts, right? They're pretty much like they're taking Haaland out and then they're doing like front threes of like Watkins, Alvarez, Hoyland, and maybe even Nunez in there as well, like Darwin. Because obviously Liverpool have great fixtures the next like 4 or 5 game weeks. They've got Brighton, Everton, Forest, Luton, Brentford in there. So they've got really, really good fixtures. So I can understand why people want to double up on Liverpool. But my point being, Watkins right now is like the second most transferred in player, right? Second most transferred in. Everybody, like, the hype's all about him right now. He's the top scoring striker in the game right now. His XG per 90 is 0.45. So he's like severely outperforming his XG right now. His XG against Brighton, and I know obviously not everyone likes XG, but this pretty much tells us, like, based on the chances they're getting in the game, how much goals they're expected to score. Against Brighton, he scored a hat trick and got 2 assists, and his XG is not even just his expected goals. His expected goal involvement was less than 1, and he got 5 goal involvements. So he's severely outperforming his goal involvement or his XG stats right now. Whereas Haaland, like, he's underperforming right now. His per 90 XG is 1.14. That's like unheard of, man. That is unheard of. Obviously, apart from last game, because last game he was horrible. Last game he had 0.06 XG. But apart from last game, he's had like really good XG every single game. And it just feels like a matter of time. It just feels like a matter of time before he scores another hat trick. And it'll be today. I guarantee you it'll be today. Like, he'll score 2 or 3 today because Arsenal are going to give him so much space. I really don't rate that Arsenal defense at all, man. I really don't. It's great when they're playing like weaker teams and they can just like their best form of defense is attack, and they can just sustain pressure and the other team can't score because they can't create any chances. But when they play against the likes of City, even when they play against United as well, like, any team that they play against where like they actually have a good attack that can hurt them, they usually hurt them, especially at the Emirates. Like I say, like, all we hear is Arsenal fans talking about how they challenge for league titles and shit. You can't challenge for league titles if you've kept 4 clean sheets at home since the start of last season. Like, you need to have better home form than that if you want to challenge for a league title. You can't keep 4 clean sheets in in the league at home since last season, since the start of last season. That an expected challenge for a league title. Gotta add, there's no Rodri for City right now. Well, yeah, that is true. That's a big miss. Rodri's arguably their most important player. Not even arguably, in my opinion, he is. Obviously, people will say Haaland because he's the goal scorer, but like City could still win a lot of games without Haaland. Haaland makes it easier, but Rodri's their most important player, in my opinion. Actually hurts me when Arsenal fans say Saliba's the best centre back in the league. Yeah, it hurts me too. Saliba's a great centre back, by the way. He is. He is a great centre back, but he's not the best one in the league. I remember last season there was an Arsenal fan saying that Saliba was better than prime Rio Ferdinand. This is what we deal with these guys. And he was being deadly serious, by the way. I'm not joking. I don't know how people get these opinions in their head and then think, yeah, you know what? That's a good opinion. I'm going to say that. Prime Rio Ferdinand's one of the best defenders of all time, not even just in the league. Surely Kovacic will start over Phillips. I don't know, Soap. We'll see. It's not really good options, like. Kovacic doesn't really offer you much legs, but he's better on the ball. Phillips, I don't really know what he offers you at all, to be honest. Exactly. So this is why we banter them. They literally bring it on themselves. It's absolutely beyond delusion. Like, I disagree with like Liverpool fans when they say that Van Dijk is like one of the best centre back. Like when they were saying that he's like the best centre back in Premier League history, I disagreed with them. But I mean, I can see why they're making that point because he was very good for several years. Whereas Saliba's had one good season in the Premier League, and he was injured half of it as well. Yeah, I agree, Rob. I think he'll be the CM, not the DM. Yo, what's good, Henrik? How you doing? Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Yeah, that's true. So, bro, Stones needs to get back quick for City because he was class for them last season. By the way, the deadline passed 6 minutes ago, so we're locked in Son for the captain. I'm not going to refresh this page or else the whole site will die on me because it's past the deadline now. But that is my team for game week 8. I'm pretty happy with it. Let me know what you guys think. It looks like most of the chat's gone Son captain as well. What's good, Henrik? How you doing? I know I'm a Chelsea fan, so I'm biased, but on a real, what have Tottenham ever done that their fans think they're a big team? I mean, like, they are a big club, Rob. They're not like hugely successful club, but you don't have to be like hugely successful to be a big club. Like in terms of their worldwide fan base and stuff, they've got a pretty big worldwide fan base. They have a lot of support in the US for some reason. I know a lot of American friends I have are Spurs fans. And then obviously, yeah, stadium and everything, all that stuff. Yeah, I'd say Spurs are a big club, but yeah, not hugely successful. I don't think any Spurs fans trying to claim that they're like a big, hugely successful club. But yeah, so for the next few game weeks, my plan, like I spoke about earlier, is punt under Richarlison for the next 2 game weeks, Luton and Fulham, and then bring Matoma in for his fixtures, game week 10 forward. Fulham, Everton, Sheffield, Forest. Matoma's going to cook in those fixtures, I think. Hopefully he doesn't get injured or anything. And then that front three's nailed on for the next while. Let me know if you guys agree with this as well, but a point I made in my video yesterday is I think that Haaland and Alvarez, like, playing in that City team are like as close to fixture proof as you can get. Like, I know on paper their fixtures look really difficult. Like, you just see a lot of red and you're like, oh no, get them out. But like, Arsenal away, I think both of them contribute to goals. Brighton, They're leaking goals right now. Both of them will contribute to goals. As much as it pains me to say it as a United fan, they're probably going to score a couple against United as well, especially with the current state of the United defence with one fit fullback. Then they've got Bournemouth. Then they've got Chelsea, who, to be honest, to be fair to Chelsea, they actually look like they're defensively solid enough right now. They're just struggling to score goals. Then they've got Liverpool, who are a super attacking team, and they're conceding goals right now because they're leaving space in behind. Then I've got Spurs, who literally fall into the same definition of Liverpool. Super attacking team, leave space in behind. Villa's a difficult one, but then after that, they're back to easy fixtures. So I don't think this fixture run here, even though it looks difficult on paper, is actually that bad when you really think about it. And Alvarez and Haaland are both in great form. As much as people are saying Haaland's not in good form right now, his poor form is just as good as like the best form of the strikers in the league. So I think that these two City players, Haaland and Alvarez, are like as close to fixture proof as you can get. And then after that run, they've got like Luton, Palace, Everton, Sheffield, Burnley, with the most clean sheets in the league, and we're 11th. Yeah, that's literally that's your issue, Rob. You just can't score goals. They won the Audi Cup, which of course is the most prestigious cup. And how could I forget Nabigo? Sorry. Yeah, like the reason why Spurs have such a big United States fan base is because they won the Audi Cup. That's what it is. Can we Tevez flip Julian and get him in? I would love that soap. I think it's only fair as well. Like they stole an Argentinian on us. Can we just take one from them? I want Alvarez at United. Make it happen. Don't care how. We need it. We need it. I remember back in the day, I laughed at Wenger for saying that he nearly signed Ronaldo. But now, as a United fan, I have to sit and watch our scouts say, oh, by the way, we nearly signed Caicedo. We nearly signed Haaland. We nearly signed Alvarez. Fucking nearly FC. Nearly FC. But guys, I think that's going to do it for me. Because obviously the deadline's passed now. So I appreciate anyone who stopped by the stream. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. We do weekly live streams for every FPL deadline. And I also try my best. I don't always succeed, but I try my best to get a video out per week, just like explaining my decisions for the upcoming game week. So make sure you subscribe to this channel if you don't want to miss that content. And then one last thing as well. Let me just grab the invite quickly. Yes, one last thing. Make sure, if you aren't already, make sure you join that Discord. Because the Discord is where it's at, especially on a match day. Boys, you can vouch for it in here, okay? You can vouch for it. The Discord is fucking popping on a match day. Absolutely popping. But yes, I appreciate all you guys coming in. Soap, it was good to see you. Thank you for coming in, Nabico. Appreciate you. Rob, good to see you again. Tell Mike I said hello. And anyone else I missed as well. I appreciate all yous. We all miss a Tyson TTS. I'll have to try and get some streams on Twitch next weekend when the PC beta is out for NW3. I'll try my best. No guarantees, no promises, but I'll try my best, guys. Because I don't have a PlayStation, so I'm not going to try and play the Modern Warfare beta this weekend. But when it's out on PC next weekend, I'll try and get some streams over on Twitch. So make sure to bring me some Mike TTS, Rob, because I haven't posted on my TikTok for a long time. All right, guys. Peace. Good luck.